Hello to all of my foodie friends and welcome to another episode of Cooking with Clout, an audio cooking show where we teach you how to make delicious dishes from some of your favorite celebrity chefs. I'm your host Lauren, and today we're shaking things up a bit in the kitchen with a recipe from Guy Fieri, the rambunctious, word-savvy, bleach blonde Food Network star who's popular for shows like Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives and Guy's Grocery Games. So Guy got his big break in 2006 when he won Season 2 of the Food Network Star, which allowed him to create his first show, Guy's Big Bite, a cooking show in which he showed off all his dynamite cooking abilities. Since then, he's come out with several cookbooks featuring his most righteous recipes for all to copy themselves at home. Today, we're going to make his roasted spaghetti squash with kale and parm, a dish featured in his cookbook from 2016 titled Guy Fieri Family Food, which he guarantees will blow your mind. So let's take a trip to Guy's Flavor Town and give this recipe a go. To yield 4 servings, you're going to need 1 large spaghetti squash, 2 tablespoons plus 1 teaspoon of extra virgin olive oil, 2 teaspoons of oregano leaves, 2 minced garlic cloves, a half teaspoon of red chili flakes, 2 teaspoons of kosher salt, 6 to 8 turns of freshly ground black pepper, 1 large bunch of kale, and 1 3/4 ounces, or about a half cup of Parmesan cheese. Alright, now once you've done all your grocery shopping and gathered all your ingredients, you're going to begin by preheating your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Then you're going to take your spaghetti squash and cut it in half lengthwise. Then use a large spoon to scrape out seeds, which you can just throw out. Now, place the spaghetti squash cut side up on a rimmed baking sheet that you'll drizzle with 2 tablespoons of the olive oil. To the squash, sprinkle on the 2 teaspoons of oregano, minced garlic, a half teaspoon of red chili flakes, 1 teaspoon of salt, and 3 or 4 turns of black pepper. Then turn the 2 squash halves over, as this enables them to cook faster, and bake in the oven for about 45 minutes until the flesh is fork tender. So once that goes in the oven, you can go ahead and start getting your kale ready. Wash the leaves and remove the stems, then tear the leaves into large bite-sized pieces. Dry those completely with a paper towel, then transfer the kale to a large bowl and coat with the remaining 1 teaspoon of olive oil. Season with 1 teaspoon of salt and 3 or 4 turns of black pepper. Then spread the leaves out evenly onto 2 rimmed baking sheets. You can roast these at the same time as your spaghetti squash. Just put the kale in when there's about 12 to 14 minutes left of cooking time. Now the squash is finally finished cooking, so take it out of the oven and let it cool for about 5 minutes. You can set the kale aside for now until you're ready to assemble. So then, using a large spoon and fork, you're going to scrape out the inner fibers from the squash halves and place them in a large bowl. You can throw away the remaining skin of the squash. Then you're going to gently toss the fibers of the squash to separate the strands until they resemble spaghetti. Once this is done, you're going to assemble the finished dish. So place the spaghetti squash on a large platter, then top with the crispy kale chips and a sprinkling of Parmesan cheese. Additionally, you can saute some chicken to serve along with this, or some homemade Guy Fieri approved spaghetti sauce. And there, my friends, you have a funkalicious and healthy meal that Guy Fieri would sure describe as the bomb.com. Thank you all for tuning in to today's episode of Cooking with Clout, and I hope you enjoy your own money version of Guy Fieri's homemade roasted spaghetti squash. For recipe suggestions from your favorite celebrity chef you're dying for us to feature, please email cookingwithclout@gmail.com. And please join us next week for a hearty Italian pasta courtesy of Giada De Laurentiis.